phenomenon is said to become one of the top 10 marketing trends of 2010. Everything from political canvassing, software development, journalism, to environmental activism will be capitalizing on the growth of this model through the use of digital social media strategies. So what exactly is crowdsourcing? Well, let's start with the word sourcing first. If you look up this word, you will find that it has close ties with supply chain and recruiting. Sourcing, in simple terms, is the act of finding the right resources for the job that needs to be performed. In the supply chain world, it could be parts or services needed to perform a task. In recruiting, it is finding people who have the skills to perform a particular job. Crowdsourcing was first coined in June of 2006 in the pages of Wired magazine by writer Jeff Howe and editor Mark Robinson. It is nothing more than the compounding of the word crowd and sourcing. It is taking the tasks that are normally performed by employees and outsourcing them to a group of people. These people normally belong to a special interest group that work in partnership with each other around a common passion. The work is completed through the collaborative efforts of the group. Some critics bash this practice because they say that it is only a slick way for companies to get customers to come up with new product ideas and solutions to problems without having to pay them for their contribution. It is a fact that crowdsourcing can be an extremely cost-effective way to market and research new products. Crowdsourcing is quickly becoming the trend of leveraging mass collaboration through social networking. Let's discuss the process of crowdsourcing. Problems are broadcast to an unknown group of solvers in the form of an open call for solutions. Users, who are also known as the crowd, typically form into online communities, and the crowd submits solutions. The crowd also sorts through the solutions, finding the best ones. These best solutions are then owned by the entity that broadcasted the problem in the first place. These people are known as the crowd sourcer, or the company. And the winning individuals in the crowd are sometimes rewarded. In some cases, this labor is well compensated, either monetarily, with prizes, or with recognition. In other cases, the only rewards may be kudos or intellectual satisfaction. Crowdsourcing may produce solutions from amateurs or volunteers working in their spare time, or from experts or small businesses which were unknown to the initiating organization. Cashing in on crowdsourcing. While many critics bash crowdsourcing as a way for companies to get cheap or free labor for tasks that would normally be performed by employees, some companies are popping up with ways to allow people to cash in on this new trend. Two particular companies that come to mind are paying people to randomly record car and truck license plate numbers. The time and location where the vehicle was seen is also being recorded. This data is then inputted into a database that is used by several different agencies and companies. This data is valuable in many ways. It can be used to help with Amber Alerts and to find missing children. Statistically, most children are abducted by a parent, and with the data and resources created through crowdsourcing, many children could be potentially found. It can also be used by law enforcement agencies. Stolen cars can be located and returned to their owners. Police detectives can also use this to help locate known criminals and take them off the streets. Banks, car dealers, and car rental agencies have an interest in this type of service as well. They all have to deal with getting back vehicles that are not being paid for. Unfortunately, there are millions of these cars, and many millions of dollars are spent trying to find and recover vehicles. Imagine the benefits of these organizations being able to tap into a crowdsourcing database with this type of information. When was the last time you watched America's Most Wanted on television? Or what about the missing person that is posted on the side of a milk carton? These are all classic examples of crowdsourcing at work. Okay, I know what you're probably thinking. Does this crowdsourcing really work? I mean, what are the chances of randomly finding these vehicles? In December of 2009, a research and development office conducted a study. DARPA, which stands for Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, is the research and development arm of the U.S. Department of Defense. DARPA's mission is to maintain the technology superiority of the U.S. military to prevent technological surprise from threatening our national security. They wanted to explore the roles of the internet and social networking to see how it would play in timely communication, wide area team building, and urgent mobilization to solve a broad scope, time critical problem. So they issued a challenge. The challenge was to be the first to submit the locations of 10 8-foot red weather balloons that were randomly placed throughout the continental United States. The balloons would be in readily accessible locations and visible from nearby roads. The winner of the challenge would receive a $40,000 cash prize. 300 teams signed up, and in less than 9 hours, there was a team from MIT that had won the challenge. The technique the team from MIT used to find all 10 balloons used a combination of crowdsourcing and social networking. Their model closely resembled the model of a network marketing concept. So what does this have to do with you? Technology is changing at the speed of light. Where there's a new growing trend, there's opportunity. In 2010, companies will start paying people to collect data on other people. This is already happening with card license plates. Social networking will play a huge role in the development of this trend. Will you be able to capitalize from it? If you would like to discover how you can cash in on this trend, I would like to offer you the opportunity to visit my website